Richard Phillips, 71, imprisoned since 1972, was released after having his case taken up by the Michigan Innocence Council. His conviction was thrown out and he is free on bond while prosecutors appeal a decision that granted him a new trial. David Gerlnick, The Detroit News. Richard Phillips reacts to the cold and the crowd of media waiting for him outside the detention facility. Photo, David Gerlnick / The Detroit News, by photo. Richard Dan Phillips has waited more than 45 years to smell the crisp wintry air and see a bountiful snowfall as a free man. Phillips, 71, has been locked up behind Michigan prison walls for a murder he says he didn't commit. He was sentenced in October 1972 to a life term. On Thursday, he walked out of the Dickerson Detention Center in Hamtramck to begin another journey, clearing his name. Right now the only thing I'm mostly thinking about is breathing fresh air. After 46 years, it's been a long, long time, Phillips said Thursday. I could have walked out of here barefoot and it would have felt just as good. Phillips was convicted, along with co-defendant Richard Palumbo, of the murder of Gregory Harris in 1971, based on testimony from the victim's brother-in-law. 7 years ago, Palumbo told the parole board he and the brother-in-law killed Harris, and that he didn't even know Phillips at the time. Richard Phillips walks arm in arm Thursday with attorney Gabby Silver after being released from the Dickerson Detention Facility in Hamtramck. Phillips' release, after 45 years, was facilitated by the Michigan Innocence Clinic. Photo, David Gerlnick / The Detroit News. Phillips has been granted a new trial. David Moran, a University of Michigan law professor and founder and co-director of the law school's Innocence Clinic, says the clinic received a tip 2 years ago about Palumbo's statements about the murder. Moran said Palumbo told the Michigan Parole Board he met Phillips after Harris' murder had already been committed. Even though Phillips still faces a new trial, it's a great feeling to walk someone out of prison who's been there all these years, Moran said. Phillips said he's not angry, just mostly disappointed in the system in such a way that it didn't work for me. I never really thought this would happen, he said. I had resigned myself to probably dying in prison for something I didn't do. But God has shone a light on me and He put some people in my life that has changed it. I'm appreciative of that. Moran said Phillips wouldn't have had the chance to get a new trial if Palumbo hadn't come clean. Maria Miller, spokeswoman for the Wayne County Prosecutor's Office, said Thursday her office has an appeal pending with the Michigan Court of Appeals to block a retrial for Phillips. The trial court erred as a matter of law, and abused its discretion in so doing, by granting a new trial in this first-degree murder case. First, co-defendant Palumbo's testimony is not newly discovered, but rather newly available, the prosecutor's office argued. That is, he could have given the same testimony at the defendant's joint trial in 1972, but instead declined to take the stand.